Hey everyone, I'm Joel on the road, and today my UNESCO World Heritage journey is in Barcelona with the works of Antoni Gaudi. Now this is the nativity facade of the Sagrada Familia, and it's actually one of the only parts of the building that's World Heritage listed, because this is what Gaudi worked most closely on. He was a very, very devout and pious man, and he threw himself into this work, and it's an incredible, huge facade of sculpture and tiling that details the life of Jesus and stories from the Bible. There's just so many things. You could stand here all day picking stuff out. It's absolutely amazing. One of the key tenets of Catalan Modernism is the idea of bringing nature into architecture. Now these are the main doors of the nativity facade, and as you can see, it's made out of bronze, but it's green leaves, and they've got little carvings of spiders and beetles that are just over my shoulder. It's amazing. Now here inside the church, it's fascinating to see how Gaudi's original design shines through, because the Catalan Modernism style is just everywhere. These enormous columns are designed to look like trees. They're so tall, and the tops of them just branch out, and despite being inside, it really feels like you're outside. There's just so much natural light as well. But what's interesting is that Gaudi died in the 1920s, and so he's never seen the interior of this, because a lot of the interior was built from the 1950s onwards. And as you may have seen from my footage outside, it's still going. They haven't finished, and they're not expected to finish for at least another 10, 15, maybe 20 years. Who knows? Behind me you can see Casa Milà, and this is the last private residence that Gaudi worked on before devoting himself full-time to the Sagrada Familia. So this was built in the first decade of the 20th century, about 1906 to 1910. Now you can see the Catalan Modernism elements because there are very few straight lines aside from the floor dividers, and the inspiration for the building was actually taken from a quarry, which is unusual. Behind me is Casa Batlló, another one of Gaudi's houses here in Barcelona, and this one dates from 1904. Gaudi was a proponent of Catalan modernism, and it really shines through in this building because you can just see the way he's sculpted the front to look like a dragon. A little abstract, yes, but it's still there. You can see the jaws, the wings, the tail of the serpent, and the spike at the top, the lance of St. George, patron saint of Catalonia, spearing the dragon to save the day. Now we're currently in Park Güell, which is a large city park that was designed by Gaudi in the first decade of the 20th century. It was originally conceived as a housing estate where they were going to build about 6 to 10 houses for very wealthy people. We're sort of a little bit outside the city on the north side, up in a hilly area where rich people lived. But the project was actually a bit of a failure. Only 2 houses were built, and neither of them got sold, though one of them was purchased by Gaudi, and he lived here for 20 years up until his death. So what they did was, rather than leave it as a wealthy housing estate, they converted it into a city park, and that's what it is today. And the layout that Gaudi put together still shines through. Some of his buildings are still here, and they really exemplify Gaudi's style, with undulating surfaces and playful elements, and the naturalist philosophy that he had really shines through. I just love this thing behind me, because why would you build a retaining wall when you can build a whole thing of columns, a portico? and styled them like a grotto, complete with stalactites and a washerwoman. It's really cool. I just love these angled columns. They're just so unusual and reminiscent of the Nativity facade at Sagrada Familia and a couple of other Gaudi buildings as well. Looks really cool. But anyway, that's it from me. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm Joel on the Road, and I'll see you at the next World Heritage Site.